Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. In our top story, bills affecting the functions of both the territory's hospital and the construction of a major sports center were debated on. Amendments, recesses, and party disagreements kept legislatures at Senate session that ran until 2 a.m. this morning. More than 10 bills were approved and will be sent to the governor for a final say. News 2's Stephanie Brown reports.
Beginning on Wednesday, May 31st, Alan Hayes, that practices healing methods that are indigenous to the Virgin Islands, will be honored for his contribution as a healer.
If we don't do it as a people, who will? Who will recognize the accomplishments of Virgin Islanders and their talents?
Senator VLA was unsuccessful in his motion to override the governor's veto on Bill 32-0018, which would provide an amnesty program for delinquent property taxes and expedite permits.
This bill was to directly compete with the sister island of Puerto Rico and other jurisdictions.
On May 4th, the governor called for immediate action on several bills. Several of those bills were not slated for the legislative session, but were added to the agenda.
Colleagues, we have added 4 items on the agenda. We will now entertain a 3-minute debate.
Included in the agenda was Bill 32-0091, reprogramming money to address 1F Louise Hospital sewer repairs from gross receipt taxes and the community facilities trust accounts. Additionally, Bill 32-0090, which authorizes the purchase of a nursing home facility on St. Thomas. Both bills were approved, but Senator Millie Young disagreed with the purchase of the nursing home facility.
It should not be absorbing yet another monster. Let someone else run Seaview.
Bill number 32-0094, providing reprogram funds to assist the Snyder Regional Medical Center, was under fire by Senator Hansen.
And the removal of the monies for the American Legion Post 85 and the removal of money from Frederick Pier Fish Market.
So because we need to be clear. Does amendment number 32-330 remove any money from veterans?
Through the chair to Senator Viale, to my knowledge, it does not.
Bills replacing the Government Employee Service Commission with PERB to enacting Virgin Islands Freedom Week was approved and will be sent to the governor. For News 2, I'm Stephanie Shalana Brown.
$3 million was appropriated to the 1F Louise Hospital from capital projects that include the Women's Coalition, a paved road project in Estate Wim, and a project on Kings Hill Road, St. John. In other news, Governor Mapp, that serves as the Board of Directors Chairman to the Virgin Islands Public Finance Authority, informed Caribbean Development Partners, CDP, whom are the developers of St. Croix Island Crossing Shopping Center where the Home Depot operates, as we reported on yesterday, that he is uncertain about providing further public financing to the assist with further development with the development group. Here's more.
What I'm asked to consider is not to complain about the deal or to harp about the deal. What I'm asked to consider is whether we're willing to go in further, whether we believe, given the circumstance of the economy, whether we believe, given the demands upon the Treasury of the government of the Virgin Islands, whether giving up more money in this project is reasonable and rational against the demands in the community. That's the issue today. And whether the $5 million that's going to be asked for disbursement, if we agree to refinance at this level, is warranted. And I'm just going to be honest, right, with the way I feel, and I'm not hoping, I'm going to listen to see if somebody's going to convince me otherwise, whether this additional $5 million isn't better spent in the hospital, better spent in education, better spent on roads, better spent somewhere else in the infrastructure of the territory to advance the economy, because you've gotten your $15 million. Go do what you can with it, leverage it how you can.
Well, Lloyd Bow Jr. has been confirmed as the territory's commissioner of the Department of Property and Procurement by the 32nd Legislature. Governor Kenneth Mapp thanked senators for their unanimous support of Bow's nomination. 13 senators voted to confirm Bow, with one senator recorded as absent. His nomination was approved during Wednesday's legislative session. Bow was tapped to lead the department following 10 years as its chief of procurement and contracts. Governor Mapp said he was pleased to bring someone aboard who had experience actually executing much of the work he was to supervise, and that he was proud to have been able to reach into the middle management of the department to find its new commissioner. Governor Mapp said Bow's role remains particularly critical given the administration's ongoing efforts to increase revenue, reduce expenditures, and get various infrastructure projects off the ground, most of which require contracts that must be approved by Property and Procurement. Well, the official hurricane season started today, and preparation is the best protection against the dangers of a potential storm or hurricane. And this is why Vitima and the American Red Cross of the Virgin Islands encouraging all families to build an emergency kit in their homes. Here's more. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration recently released its 2017 forecast and predicted a similar active season as in 2016, based on warm sea surface temperatures and a weak El Nino ocean atmosphere pattern.
While we like to know how many are being predicted for any one year, we like to take the approach that no matter whether it's a busy season, a predicted busy season, or a slow season, all it takes is one storm.
The federal agency is predicting 11 to 17 named storms, 5 to 9 hurricanes, and 2 to 4 major storms.
Well, the approach we like to take is an all-hazards approach. We like people to be prepared all year round, and we like to have them conscious of what's going on. Certainly with hurricane season, we're going to be putting more information out and telling folks, what different notification processes we have and that are out here in the territory, but we're getting out the information and participating in outreach events, whether it's by some of the businesses or agencies that would like to have a presentation.
Not only should residents consider the emergency kits, but evacuation plans, which do not necessarily mean moving to public storm shelter. The American Red Cross suggests the emergency kit should be stocked with supplies for 3 days minimum, and it should be verified twice a year. Some of the items you should include are a gallon of water per person per day, non-perishable food, a flashlight, battery-powered radio, first aid kit, medications, supplies for an infant if applicable, multi-purpose tools, personal hygiene items, copies of important papers, cell phone chargers, extra cash, blankets, maps of the area, and emergency contact information.
The VI Alert is still available, and if you go to www.vialert.gov, that's our main site, and it will walk you through how to log on and set up an account so that you can get various alerts. That's one good area. Some of the other new tools that we've been pushing out over this past year is a system that's called iPaws. It's Integrated Public Awareness Warning System. And what that does is you don't have to sign up for it, but through television, radio, and even your cell phones, that Vitima can send out alerts when something's happening, and you get those automatically. We actually tested and used that system a couple weeks ago during the Vigilant Guard exercise that we had. That was a tsunami alert. So on May 15th, you all probably got a message on your cell phones that, hey, this is a test of the tsunami warning system. That worked very well, and that's just another tool that will allow us to get information out to the public as wide an area as we can, as quickly as we can.
Also, you can download the Red Cross Emergency app for expert guidance on what to do before, during, and after hurricanes, as well as 34 other types of emergencies. All Red Cross apps can be found in smartphone app stores by searching for American Red Cross or by going to the redcross.org/apps, and that was Deputy Todd Patton of Vitima. Well, in other news, police are reporting after they observed a body floating in the Crum Bay waters, and they're trying to identify. Here's more from VIPD.
Upon responding officers' arrival to the area of Crum Bay, a body was observed floating face down, washing up against the shore. The body called only to be identified as a nude male. Presently, this male is being considered as a John Doe until identification can be made. Anyone having information about this incident is asked to please contact the Virgin Islands Police Department at 340-774-2211, the Criminal Investigations Bureau at 340-714-9801, or you can contact Crime Stoppers via at 1-800-222-TIPS or 911.
Also on Tuesday, police say at approximately 9:26 p.m., VIPD officers responded to a call from the emergency call center concerning a suspicious vehicle, which was a Toyota Corolla, driving into a yard and turned off its headlights. Consent to search was given by 21-year-old Akeem Young to search the suspicious vehicle. A search of the vehicle revealed one unlicensed firearm in the engine compartment and 2 fully loaded magazines underneath the gear shift. Akeem Young was placed under arrest for unauthorized possession of a firearm. A search was also made of the other occupant in the suspicious vehicle. The search revealed an unlicensed firearm on the persons of one of the occupants in the vehicle. 23-year-old Akilo R. Pilgrim was placed under arrest for unauthorized possession of a firearm. Both Pilgrim and Young was transported to the Golden Grove Detention Center pending advice of rights hearing. Well, on the eve of the NBA Finals, racist vandals took the conversation away from championships athletics. Los Angeles police say someone spray-painted a racial epithet on LeBron James's California property, and now the incident is being investigated as a hate crime. James says his family is in Ohio, which is difficult, especially since he'd like to talk with his kids face-to-face about the crime. The offensive word is now gone, but James says he will use it as a teaching moment that may transform an ugly message into something good. Keeping our eye on the economy, let's take a look at the stock market watch at the New York Stock Exchange. According to the numbers, the Dow up 135, NASDAQ 48, S&P 500 up 18. Coming up on News 2, much more straight ahead, the Zika surveillance report update, as well as the women's race that's coming up this weekend fundraiser. Details coming up next. Welcome back. Well, VIA employees attended free health screenings on Wednesday and Thursday. As part of the Employee Health Fair, free screenings were offered, and it included height, weight, BMI, blood pressure, glucose, cholesterol checks, oxygen saturation, HIV testing, dental screenings, postural analysis, health smoothie demos, employee raffles, and giveaways. They also had the opportunity to hear from insurance vendors, Aflac, Massa, and Cigna.
Today it's our annual employee health fair. We provide free health screenings to our employees. At VIA, we think that it's very important for employees to know their health status, and so we invite other healthcare vendors to participate as well. So we have our insurance carriers as well as other healthcare vendors in the Virgin Islands that provide services to our employees.
Meanwhile, according to the VI Department of Health, one new case of Zika to report across the territory. The department reported 682 confirmed cases on St. Thomas, up 1, 247 confirmed on St. Croix, down 3, and 88 on St. John. No changes there to report. Senator Marvin Blyden proudly presents his 3rd annual Marvin Blyden Scholarship Prayer Breakfast fundraiser. That's on Saturday, June 17th at Pilgrim's Terrace, starting at 9, so be sure to put that on your calendar. This year's honorees are Lieutenant Sandra Colburn, Miss Louise Peterson, Miss Vise Calixte, Miss Marjorie Smith, and Miss Sophia de Rosarios. Proceeds from this fundraising event will go to graduating high school students that are college-bound or plan to attend a vocational school and in need of some financial assistance. Now, you can send your donations made payable to the Community Foundation of the Virgin Islands, or CFVI. In the memo section, you can write the Marvin Blyden Scholarship, and you can call them for more information. Now, immediately following the prayer breakfast, Senator Blyden will host a free Senior Days lunch that begins begins at 2 p.m. at the same location. So if you are a senior, be sure to attend. Well, the winners are now listed, and you could go online to see which students received the A+. And that's when it comes to STEAM. You could log on to www.vide.vi. Now, as we reported, hundreds of public, private, and parochial school students in the St. Thomas St. John district, they displayed and presented projects at the annual Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math STEAM Week that was held May 16th to 19th at the UVI Sports and Fitness Center. The theme this year was pushing the threshold of knowledge. It yielded a collection of complex projects in all areas of STEAM. On Tuesday, May 16th, the fair focused on students' knowledge and understanding of technology. Students created and presented projects in the areas of video and linear production, graphic and multimedia publishing, programming, web page design, and music and sound production. Wednesday, May 17th and Thursday, May 18th, that was a variety of science and math projects from kindergarten to 6th graders. And then on Friday, May 19th, students enjoy STEAM Day. Again, you can log on to www.vide.vi for the full listing of all the winners, first, second, and third prizes. The Women's Coalition of St. Croix will be holding their 33rd annual women's race on Sunday, June 4th. Now, that race will begin at 4:45 in downtown Christiansted. It starts at the National Park. The women's race promotes the end of violence and raises awareness on domestic and sexual violence. You can register or find out more details about the race at the Women's Coalition of St. Croix's website. The fundraising coordinator spoke with us further. Here's more.
It's important. It's very important. It's the 33rd annual, and just having an event that has that kind of longevity in the Virgin Islands is pretty awesome. The Women's Coalition of St. Croix provides services for free to victims and survivors of crime in St. Croix and the U.S. Virgin Islands. So it's very important. This event, like most of the events that we do, are to raise funds for these services that we give for free to the community for any victim of crime in our community.
And I'll be sure to support the cause. Now, keep in mind there are some parking restrictions in effect. The VIPD advises the general public of the road and parking restrictions in Christiansted in place, and these restrictions will be in effect from 1 a.m. to 7 p.m. or until the completion of the event. And there they are, affecting King Street, Company Street, King Cross Street, Market Street, Church Street, Hill, Church, and vehicles parking along the restricted areas and route will be cited and towed at the owner's expense. Now, they're also requesting that no cars be parked along the streets that are to be closed. Vehicles will be towed. Traffic coming into from East End Road will be rerouted onto the Christiansted bypass. Traffic coming into the Christiansted town from the Bassin Triangle will be rerouted onto West Street by the St. John's Anglican Church. Barricades will be utilized at certain intersections. Anyone found removing such barricades for vehicular traffic will be cited accordingly, and motorists are urged to use alternate routes as possible and as directed by VIPD officers during the event. Well, be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast comes your way next.
Things are pretty nice across the islands right now. We do have a tropical wave far to our south that is pushing toward our direction. And with that, we could see an uptick in the winds and also maybe the waves, but that won't get here until Saturday. So for now, things are pretty quiet. We can see on our radar and satellite really not much of anything going on in our way. Maybe just a few clouds passing through the region. Taking a closer look, well, it looks pretty pleasant. Not much going on across the islands here. So for tonight, 78 degrees for the overnight low, partly cloudy skies. St. John for tomorrow, 87 degrees, just a quick shower or two passing through the island. St. Thomas, 87, again with a shower or two. And St. Croix, 88 degrees, a shower or two, but mostly sunny skies, a few clouds, and beautiful beach weather. So the waves on the Atlantic side side are pretty calm, 3 to 5 feet, winds out of the east from 10 to 15 knots. We don't have any advisories, so enjoy your time out there snorkeling or on your boats. It's a similar story for the Caribbean as well, 3 to 5 feet for the waves and winds out of the east from 10 to 15 knots without any advisories. Taking a look at our 5-day forecast, well, just a shower or two on Friday, 87 degrees. On Saturday, a stray shower, 88 degrees. That's when we could see the effects of this tropical wave heading in our direction, but we don't expect it to impact us this far north nearly as much as our friends to the south of us. So on Sunday, a shower or two again, 89 degrees, and on Monday, a shower in places, 89, and on Tuesday, very humid with sunshine. We expect that to be a nice, beautiful, dry day, and we're reaching nearly 90 degrees for much of this week. So if you're here on vacation, it's a great beach week. Enjoy it. Back to you, Sandy.
Thanks for that. Shower two, not too bad. Jose Herrera is our star tonight, first grader, sending in this weather picture, including some sunshine, and we may just see that rainbow with the moisture in our area. Jose, keep your eyes peeled to the sky. Send us your News 2 weather picture to the address on the screen, and then be sure to see it right here on News 2. Stick around. News 2 Sports comes your way next.
Anthony, and this is News 2 Sports. For NBA fans, today is Christmas morning. Unwrap the gift, and it's the Cavs and the Warriors in the NBA Finals. It's the third straight meeting for all the NBA marbles, and like Allie versus Frazier in the Thriller in Manila, this one should go the distance. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Number of All-Stars, Cavs 3, Warriors 4. 2017 playoff record. The Cavs are 12-1, the Warriors are 12-0. The average margin of victory, the Cavs almost 14 points a game, the Warriors 16 points a game. And the X factor, well, for the Cavs, it's LeBron chasing the ghost of Michael Jordan. For the Warriors, Steve Kerr. He's been out with a bad back. Will Kerr coach a game in the NBA Finals? The numbers sure favor the Warriors, who added Kevin Durant, but I believe LeBron's sheer force of will, not unlike MJ, will be the deciding factor. The Cavs in 7. From NBA champs to local champions, the St. Croix Interscholastic Athletic Association held its 2016 Champions Award ceremony at Alfredo Andrews School in St. Croix. Championship teams from 7 sports received their trophies and cheers in front of family, friends, and neighbors. And they got these words of wisdom and inspiration from St. Croix native Kadeem Jones.
Sports, school go hand in hand, but you can't be anywhere without education. Find something that you're very passionate in and stick with it. Don't let no one tell you, oh, well, that's not the best fit. No. Just stick with one thing that you know that you'll be happy with. Find some way to better yourself through school. And I just want y'all to know, especially the young generation, take every opportunity that you have. I would like to see every last one of y'all become successful in y'all own way. And at the end of the day, the person next to you, make sure you be the one to support them. Make sure you support your friends. Make sure you support your family, because at the end of the day, that's all you're going to have. All right? Thank you.
That's it for sports. Cavs in 7. Sandy, back to you.
Gary, thanks for the update, and I know you'll keep us updated tomorrow as well. Thanks for that. That is all for this edition of News 2. I'd like to thank you for joining us for all the latest in news, weather, and sports. I'm Sandra Guman Singh. Have a wonderful evening.